Welcome to News Flash on Prime TV2, the home of breaking news. We're coming to you live on Topstar channel 110 and streaming on our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia. Now let's take a look at some of the stories making headlines. 8-month-old baby dies after allegedly being hit by a shovel with her father during a fight with his wife. Lusaka residents fear more losses as Cyclone Gezani triggers flooding. A scam has been uncovered in Kalomo district of Southern Province, where some village headmen are allegedly submitting names of their family members as beneficiaries under the Cash for Work program. With the news in detail, my name is Rhoda Mlenga. An 8-month-old baby girl of Misundu area in Ndola on the Copper Belt has died following an alleged domestic violence incident involving her parents. The incident is reported to have occurred on February the 10th, 2026, around 02 hours at the family residence, and the deceased infant has been identified as Nandi Zulu, while the suspect is her father, David Zulu. Police spokesperson Godfrey Chilabi says the incident happened during a marital dispute between the suspect and his wife, who is the child's mother. Mr. Chilabi explains the suspect allegedly hit the infant on the head with a shovel, causing fatal injuries, and was rushed to Arthur Davidson Hospital with the help of neighbors, where she was later pronounced dead.
During the altercation, the suspect allegedly hit the infant on the head with a shovel, causing fatal injuries. With the help of neighbors, the child was rushed to Arthur Davison Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Police officers responded to the incident and the scene was processed. The body of the deceased has since been deposited at Ndola Teaching Hospital mortuary, awaiting post-mortem examination and burial. The motive behind the incident has not yet been established and remains under investigation. The suspect fled the scene and is currently on the run, with efforts underway to apprehend him. The Zambia Police Service is appealing to members of the public who may have information regarding the suspect's whereabouts to come forward and assist with the investigation.
With several areas still flooded due to persistent heavy rainfall, some Lusaka residents have expressed concern that more properties could be lost following government's announcement of the arrival of Cyclone Gizani in Zambia. Checks conducted by PTV2 News reveal that continued rainfall has already caused flooding in parts of Lusaka city. The floods have forced some residents to abandon their homes and disrupting business activities. Let's take a look.
Following increased rainfall activities across the country, Prime Television News conducted random checks in some parts of Lusaka and found that most residential areas are flooded even before Cyclone Gizani hits its climax, and residents in Kasupe area are worried about their safety.
Munyumba mngala manzi sigona ka straight che so apempa ko chemo ngamanzi che kono batiganzireko jaka manzi choko samba jaka manzi choka toilet jaka manzi so wauze che abatibwezere mukaweza.
Okay, you can try to just to appoint some people to come and check this area out and see what best they can do so that our area can have at least better drainages. These drainages are too poor, so usually the water stays here put all the time. It doesn't move that often. So if you go to most of these areas, you find it's still flooded.
Another check conducted in Chawama has revealed that some residents are having sleepless nights trying to navigate the floods, while others are abandoning their homes.
Nyumba yanga ingene aso hapa ngaisa tubablock yetu nza gona hapo. Nza gona party. Penza gona sinziva posano. Mpo mtingine leo onani matresi ya nana. Nza gona party. So hapa nepena uka.
Olokwenda kulangizani yako banje berati pochoko samba bajaka manzi amene. Uri munyumba amaye kuti mumanzi amaye munyumba omoka.
Businesses in some areas has also been disrupted following the announcement by the Zambia Meteorological Department that warned citizens to avoid outdoor activities and remain alert for thunderstorms and lightning triggered by Cyclone Gizani from Mozambique. In other updates, the department said it is closely monitoring the progression of the tropical cyclone, which made landfall on Madagascar's east coast on February 10, 2025. With the wind speeds of 148 kilometers per hour. Joanne Savila, Prime TV News, in Lusaka.
In other news, a scam has been uncovered in Kalomo district of Southern Province, where some village headmen are allegedly submitting names of their family members as beneficiaries under the Cash for Work program. Kalomo Town Council Chairperson Koi Makaya says the malpractice has resulted in many deserving local residents being deprived of the opportunity to participate in the program. Meanwhile, Dudumwezi Member of Parliament Edgar Singombe has called for an audit into the utilization of Cash for Work funds in Mabombo area of Kalomo district. Kwalombo Tamwana Ngombe has the details.
As government continues empowering citizens through Cash for Work program across the country, the program in some areas is allegedly turned into family project by benefiting only few members of the same families continuously, thereby depriving of other people who qualify to benefit, with others not paid their money they worked for since last year. Dondumwezi is one such an area where about 63 people have not been paid since last year, according to Area Member of Parliament Edgar Singombe.
Cash for Work. I've received a lot of information. Mabombo, Migata, Migata. chairman vantu vanamigata amuvape maravo ivari 63 tamuninga vapa maravo from last year. Pay them their money twakomba. We don't want even to and then we don't have the capacity to find a way of paying even to migata.
Mr. Singombe has since called for a forensic audit in the usage of cash for work in his constituency, as complaints with regards to the program continue being brought to his attention.
I want to request the local authority to make serious follow-ups. We need a forensic audit here. People are complaining, and us as leaders, we don't seem to provide answers. And I'm happy that council chairperson Wagam, it means it has also reached you.
And Kalomo Town Council chairperson Koy Makaya says he has received similar reports urging village headmen to strike a balance in the registration process of beneficiaries under the Cash for Work program.
But I want to encourage the headmen to make sure that this particular program, Cash for Work, it should never be abused by any particular human being. It's meant for the people of Kalomo. Without accusing my headmen, but stating the facts, I've heard and informed that there should be some particular villages that today they will recruit their cousins, for example. The next cycle, they will recruit their nephews. Next cycle, that only be done within the circles of who knows them better. And that's not the intention of government.
Now, Cash for Work program allows one to be paid a 600 kwacha after working for 10 days, with government recently announcing that the program will continue running so as to benefit citizens. Kwalambota, Mwanangombe, Prime TV News, in Idundumwezu area, Kalomo district in Southern Province.
Moving on, the Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia has called on the government to introduce regulatory interventions to manage training and graduation numbers, as well as establish a clear policy outlining the qualifications required for upgrading. Union Secretary General Anthony Mukanda has cautioned that leaving the situation of upgrading teachers who have upgraded their qualifications unchecked could create chaos, describing it as a time bomb that requires urgent government attention. Favorite Chisi filed in this report.
The country's education system relies heavily on qualified and motivated teachers to maintain learning standards and improve student performance. Over the years, universities and colleges across the country have been producing a large number of graduates, many of whom are eligible for professional upgrading. Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia General Secretary Anton Mukanda is warning that the growing backlog of teachers waiting to have their qualifications recognized could become a time bomb if not addressed urgently.
What we do know is that the number of people that are not upgraded yet is huge, and perhaps government can come up with interventions to ensure that the training and churning out of these graduates is regulated so that we have a clear policy of what one must have in order to be upgraded. Otherwise, leaving it like this, I think, is a recipe for chaos, because the floodgates have been left open, and we just keep having so many people joining the bandwagon of people that are required to be upgraded. It's a time bomb, and I think government must do something about it.
Mr. Mukanda says while government has made efforts to upgrade some teachers, the numbers remain small compared to the backlog.
There must have been a time when we all slumbered, thereby allowing a huge backlog of these numbers to accumulate. So we feel that it's a question of resources now, because I think government now is lost for decisions to make in terms of where to source the money against so many other competing needs. But we still feel that government should be able to find resources and upgrade these teachers, because
the union is now urging swift action, warning that failure to resolve the matter could strain the education sector at a time when the country cannot afford declining morale in classrooms. For Sestus, recognizing teachers' qualifications is not just about salaries, it is about safeguarding the future of learners and the integrity of Zambia's education system. Favorite Chisi, Prime TV News, Lusaka.
Minister of Information and Media, Cornelius Mwitwa, has reaffirmed government's commitment to upholding press freedom. Mr. Mwitwa has assured that public media institutions will continue to operate independently and without government interference. Speaking when heads of public media institutions paid a courtesy call on him, Mr. Mwitwa encouraged both public and private media houses to continue highlighting government programs being implemented across the country. We have the details.
The Zambian economy is leading the way, coming out of that economic malaise and registering positive trends in economic growth and development, as epitomized now by the Kwacha being one of the best performing globally. These stories must be told by ourselves. The inflation is going down. Interest rates, yesterday, the Bank of Zambia announced the MPR. It is a duty of the media to interpret this to the citizens, because the citizens will just hear news, ZNB's main news. Bank of Zambia has changed the monetary policy rate. What does it mean for someone in Kalingalinga? But the public media must be seen to lead the way in giving authentic information, because we know that some of those in the private media spectrum, they are just masqueraders as media houses. They are spokespersons of political interests. We have seen a very startling statement attributed to the former Secretary General of the former ruling party, the Patriotic Front, where he is urging his fellow members to work hard to win 2026 general elections in order that they can now go and free those people he is calling their friends who are in incarceration. We would like to denounce and condemn this statement in the strongest possible term, with the attendant contempt that at a time when the anti-corruption crusade is heightening gear, we can't have politicians amalgamating together with the purpose of going to reverse the gains that have been made in the fight against corruption by way of coming to pardon those who have been convicted by the courts of law, mainly on corruption charges.
Yeah. And we'd also like to emphasize, Honorable Minister, that this is a critical year for us as media, it being an election year. We are re-strategizing on how we can give the country, comprehensive and informative coverage.
And that item ends the news flash on Prime TV2. But before we go, let's take a recap of the stories that made headlines. 8-month-old baby dies after allegedly being hit by a shovel with her father during a fight with his wife. Lusaka residents fear more losses as Cyclone Gezani triggers flooding. A scam has been uncovered in Kaloma district of Southern Province, where some village headmen are allegedly submitting names of their family members as beneficiaries under the Cash for Work program. Thank you so much for staying with us. But for these and other stories, do like our Facebook page, that is PTV2 Zambia. On behalf of the entire news and production crew, my name is Rhoda Mlenga. Stay tuned.